Hey, welcome back to Club Junkie's Men's League. What's in the bag? This is week 10. I know last week wasn't really a league night. I didn't play in my league. Went and played it in a member guest with a good friend of mine and had a blast. We unfortunately couldn't pull it out on the last day. We were going into the league. We were in the league going into the last day on Saturday, and we couldn't pull it off. We struggled and didn't quite win. Lost by a few points. Didn't make it to the shootout, but we had a good time. So it was a good time. Just played well in the first 2 days. We were in first place, had the lead in points, and just couldn't maintain it, which is a little bit of a bummer. But overall, I think I played really well. I think the irons were probably the shining part of my week. Hit the irons really well. I think those Cobra 3DP tours are probably going to stick as the gamers for a little while. Just really good on miss hits, phenomenal on solid shots, and I hit those pretty well all day or all week. Wedges were also good. The gamers from last year carrying over to this year. Really good. I love the turf interaction, the spin that the PXGs provide, and then that A+ grind just worked really well all around the course when I was short-sighted and needed to hit a shot that would have a little more height or something like that. Now putter, that one there went through a change. I know I started out with the Kevin Burns, didn't putt very well. I switched over to a Ping PLD Answer 2D, and it didn't really help much either. I didn't putt well. I don't know if it was the speed of the greens or what, but I just struggled putting the whole time. And at the end of the week, actually just gave that putter to the caddies, the caddy that we had, because I was sick of it. I didn't putt well and gave him the putter. So that putter is not going to be in any more videos, unfortunately. And then, 3-wood, I actually moved over. I switched over to Mini Driver. That is the one club that was a total switch. And Mini Driver ended up being the PXG Secret Weapon. Hit that actually really well. Hit it off the deck much better than I thought. Was surprised at how well I hit it off the deck. It didn't go super high, but I was able to get it down there and hit some shots down close to the green on par fives and things like that. And then driver, I started out with the Ping G440 in the practice round, went to the Titleist GT2 for the rest of the event, and it was off and on. When I was swinging well, I put some really good drives out there. I was able to hit this little cut, which I've never, haven't been able to do in a long time, but when I was hitting good drives, that was what I was hitting. And then I was, when it was struggled, I was hitting it left. So hit some really good drives, hit some poor drives, but both ways, just was a little inconsistent. So it was a fun week. Thank you to my friend for bringing me out there. We had a blast. Wish we could have put it together on that last day, but that's golf. So anyway, so we are with week 10. Week 10 is going to be interesting because I'm traveling all week. I'm recording this on Monday, actually, before I leave. And I'm going out to Carlsbad to see some new product for the week. So I'm coming home Thursday afternoon. We'll see if I make it in time to make it to my league. So if I make it in time, this is what I'm going to play. If there's no delays, anything like that, I should make it with no problem. But you never know with travel. So if I get delayed or anything like that, it'll be iffy. But this will be the set that I do play. Now, interesting enough as well, halfway through our year, we also do a kind of fun like scramble type thing. We do that twice a year, the first week and the last week. Everybody throws a couple bucks in the pot. Go out, play a little scramble, see who comes away with some money. So we might be playing that this week. I haven't even looked to see. I've been too busy. So this could be a scramble type setup for me, I guess. And it's honestly, I didn't put much thought into it. These are just stuff I grabbed and threw it together. So we'll start at the top like we always do. And this week we're going to go with the driver that I don't think anybody would expect to come out here. But this one is actually a really underrated driver. I think this is a really good one. And people probably haven't hit it, probably haven't messed with it. And if you haven't, and you're looking for a new driver and maybe even to save a few bucks, this is a great option that should be on your list. This is the Tour Edge Exotics E725. So this is their 10K model. Super forgiving. Nice carbon crown on the top. Looks really good. And overall, the shape is really nice. A little stretched out from front to back, but the shape overall is really nice. It's got an internal weight in the back that you can make it kind of draw, neutral, or fade. But this thing here is super stable, goes really straight. I did a 3-swing challenge on it last year when it came out, but really impressed with how this plays. The C model, which is lower spin, is also really, really good. But this thing here is really solid, really stable, very forgiving, and I think hangs out with the other 10K drivers out there in terms of distance and all that. So if you're looking for a forgiving driver and maybe to save a few bucks, I think retailing this is a little cheaper, a great option. So it's a little loud, but overall performs really well. So we're going to go with this and a 10.5 head set. It's actually set 0.75 degrees lower, only because with all fit these adapters, it doesn't sit exactly on the standard slot. Like the way the teeth are and all the grooves, it actually, you have to either be a little bit higher or a little bit lower in terms of loft. So we're going a slight bit lower, 0.75. This is playing like a 9.75 degree head. So going to play like that. And for shaft, we are going with the new Mitsubishi Diamana RB or Redboard. This is a 63X. I've only played the shaft a little bit. I've had it for a little while, and I just haven't gotten around to hitting it as much as I would like to. But we're going to put this thing in here. This is the kind of mid-high launch, mid-spin shaft in the Diamana lineup. The highest launching one. Really good, smooth feel to it. I like that these kind of red profiles help get the ball in the air, and they usually generate some good ball speed. But this thing here, really tight, really consistent. Kind of feels like, whiteboard a little bit, but it launches higher, and it's a really nice shaft. So we're going to hit this. So lower loft, higher launch shaft should be able to hit some nice high shots, and it should be pretty straight. This is a pretty good good combo here, and excited to actually hit this one because I haven't hit this thing in a while, and this is probably the first time I've hit it all in 2025. So excited to get this back out on the course. Now for 3-wood, we'll go something a little different. And if we're playing the scramble, I will never hit a 3-wood because we'll always hit driver or something more aggressive. And then hopefully we'll have a drive that's further enough down, even our par 5, where we don't need a 3-wood. But for 3-wood, we are going to bring the PXG 0311 Black Ops. I know I've played the hybrid and even the 7-wood a little bit so far this year. I think this is the first time breaking out the 3-wood. But I do like the 3-wood just because it does have a little deeper face, hitting it off the tee, which is majority of what I do at St. Clair Shores Golf Course. Is really easy with this thing. Deeper face, goes pretty far, and it's actually a really forgiving head. It's definitely bigger, on the bigger side when you set this down. It's not a compact, small 3-wood. It's definitely got some size to it, but it's long, it flies high, and it's really, really stable and easily forgiving. Now this one here is a 15-degree head. I believe, I haven't looked at this thing in a while, I believe this is set 1 degree up and flat. So it's in the flat setting, playing +1, so it should be playing 16 degrees, a little bit more like a high launch 3-wood. But when I got fit into this thing, it was super easy to hit, and I hit some really, really good shots with this thing. So really good head, really straight, and this is shafted up with a Graphite Design Tour AD VR 7 stiff. So the VR is kind of a little bit firmer handle, but still mid-high launch, kind of mid-spin, really smooth feel. But I love it in a fairway because it helps get the ball up in the air, especially off the deck. Easy to hit, but it's tight, it's consistent, and it's just a shaft that worked really well for me in a fairway. I've hit it in driver a little bit as well. But 3-woods and mini drivers seem to be where it excels the best. So it was the same shaft I hit in the mini driver last week. So we'll try it in the 3-wood. It worked well there, and we'll hope it carries over again. But this is a really nice combo to hit some high, long shots that go pretty darn straight. So Black Ops 3-wood there. And then we'll go to the next club will be 7-wood. And 7-wood, we played 7-wood last week, barely hit it really. I think I hit it maybe twice all week. I just didn't have that number. But we're going to go back and give the old Ping G440 Max 7-wood a good whirl again. I know I've taken this thing out. It hasn't cemented itself like 430 did before in my bag, but I do like this thing. It's pretty easy to hit. Again, same thing, like off the deck, there's not much to hit it at St. Clair Shores, but we'll hit it off the tee a little bit if we're playing the front 9. I don't remember even what 9 we're going to play, so I'm kind of going into this a little bit blind in a way. I should have done some research before putting this together, but it's a busy day and I'm flying out this afternoon, so not a ton of time. But I like this. I like the fact that this thing is really forgiving, super straight, goes super high in the air. The Max series from Ping and the G440 Max series, just really good, really easy to hit, and are able to get the ball up and hit far, high, long shots. Now this one here is a 21-degree head, but it is set -1 and flat as well. So trying to take a little bit of left out of it while still adding some height. And at 20 degrees instead of 21, just trying to get a little bit of extra distance out of it to keep the gapping correct. So when I've been hitting this so far, in my net and launch monitors, all that, it has been something where just needed to add a little bit more, and moving into that -1 seems to do that. So super stable head, really like this club. Hopefully, like I said, it maybe cements itself back in right now. The TaylorMade QI35 Tour is kind of there at the moment. But this one shafted here with a Fujikura Ventus TR8 stiff. This is kind of like my 7-wood go-to shaft, the same shaft I have in the TaylorMade there. And this is just one, it's, kind of mid-launch, even though it's kind of more mid-low, low spin, and it matches up with a high loft head really, really well. And the 8 stiff, 80 grams, it's only stiff flex, so it's still easy to turn over, hit it high, hit it up in the air. without feeling like you're losing control. And I love this blue profile that has the reinforced handle section because it just has that little bit stiffer feel in the handle that I kind of like. So I also don't have the smoothest tempo in the world, so something with a little slightly stiffer handle tends to give me a little bit better control out there. So G440 7-wood goes in the bag. And then instead of playing a hybrid this week, we're going to play a 4-iron. And the reason being is because this iron set has a 4-iron in it, and it is going to be a whole lot of fun to play. So this is going to be the Mizuno JPX 925 hot metal, or JPX 925 forged set that I built for my wildest iron set build. So we're going to go 4 through pitching wedge. Now I do have the gap wedge as well, but we're going to play some other wedges. But this is the set I build that is alternating colors. So like the 4, 6, 8, these are all chrome heads. So the kind of satin chrome with the black shafts, and the odd number heads, the 7, 5, 7, 9. These are all going to be the black heads with chrome shafts. So I built these things up. They have like, alternating grips as well. Kind of a cool set of irons that I built up for a video just a little while ago. But these things here, aside from being just really cool looking with the black and silver finishes, these heads feel really good. They go a long ways. The lofts are a little bit stronger, but they're still easy to hit in the air. And so far indoors and stuff, I really like these. I've hit these really well. Some of the highest peak height for me of some irons that I've hit this year have been these. So I'm going to play 4 through pitching wedge. We'll see how the 4-iron goes also, but I want to bring the whole set of alternating colors. So but yeah, good feel, great looks from address. I think Mizuno kind of nailed it. The blade isn't super tiny, but it looks really good. Not a ton of offset, even in the long irons. And when you get down to like the pitching wedge, I think Mizuno has really dialed in the look of those. Mizuno before, they've had some pitching wedges that look kind of out of place, big, bulky. With this set, they have definitely slimmed them down. They look really good. And this iron sole looks awesome. It's got that pre-worn leading edge. It's got a little trailing edge relief, and they should get through the turf really well with fairly minimal divots. So excited to get these out there and try them. These are, like I said, in the net. I've been a big fan. They've been a whole lot of fun. And then these are shafted up with True Temper Dynamic Gold or Dynamic Gold mid 115s. These are just S300s. But this is a shaft that you guys know I've hit in a handful of iron sets. I really like this. Helps get the ball in the air, but it still has that dynamic gold feel to it. It's still stable. It goes straight. Even when you swing hard at it, it doesn't feel like loose and kind of like a noodle. Still has some stability there. But these have been a great shaft for me for whatever. And the funny thing is, I tried them just kind of out of the blue. Just kind of put them in the bag with a set that got sent in, and have liked them ever since. So a good combo with this iron set as well, I believe. These should play really solid. So 4 through pitching wedge, we're going to run with the 925, the JPX 925 forged from Mizuno. And then irons, we're getting into another set that I did kind of one of the wildest builds on, and these were the Cleveland RTZ wedges. So I did, again, a video on the wildest wedge build ever, and these are some pretty crazy wedges from Cleveland. So this is the RTZs, and they're all custom. The heads have been laser etched and stamped and paint fill changed, all that jazz. So we're going to go with a 50 mid, so 10 degrees of bounce here. Really good looking wedge. This one is, like I said, has the floral motif. It says Club Junkie on it, but they did a nice job with putting on kind of different colors, different paint fill, all that. This is just the standard midsole, so a little bit of a V-sole on it. It's got a little bit of relief on the back that should release from the turf really well. Great for full shots. But I've played the RTZs before. I had a 52 that was a little bit short. This should be a lot better. We'll be in the 50 for gapping. But really good feel. I think this RTZ material definitely feels softer than the previous RTX wedges. But these things spin a ton and play really well. And these are shafted up with some KBS C-Taper lights in the rainbow PVD finish. So yes, multi kind of colored there, PVD finish. We can put some kind of colorful lizard skin grips on there. And the wild KBS kind of tie-dye shaft labels. So C-Taper lights are kind of mid-launch and kind of mid-low spin. But good feel to them, and they should match up well with these wedges. I love the look. I think they look really cool, and they should offer some consistent performance in the gap wedge on the full shots. And then the sand wedge is going to be kind of matching. This is going to be an RTZ. This is a 56 mid 10 as well. But this sole here, a little bit more trailing edge heel and toe relief on it when you see it there. So this one here, you can open the face a little bit more without the leading edge coming up. But again, enough sole here where we'll have good float in the traps. Won't dig when you get a little bit steep or hitting them on the fairway. This one here is the Tour Rack version, and it has the kind of camo laser etching. with the CJ for Club Junkie kind of stamped throughout. And again, crazy stampings and, paint fill and all that on it. But this one, I love the tour rack look. It's kind of a duller finish. The downside is they don't rust, which is a little bit bummer. The Z alloy that they're using does not rust, unfortunately, and I like kind of rusty clubs. So bummer there, but overall the looks are really good. I love the kind of just slightly rounded edge on the leading edge of this. But again, feel is really good. Tons of spin from these faces. And this is shafted up with the same KBS C-taper light in rainbow PVD. So very cool shafts. I love the look. Again, different colored grips from lizard skins on there, but a nice setup there for kind of something mid-launch. But these should feel really good and have some good performance around the green. And then, as you guessed it, the lob wedge is going to be, of course, very similar. This is going to be the RTZ 60 degrees. So this is the 60 Adapt 8 degrees. So this is the Adapt sole, which actually comes with the full face groove version. So this is the full face 60. The Adapt sole's got a bunch of different angles on it. So it's got a pre-worn leading edge, trailing edge relief, decent amount of sole there in the middle. This is supposed to have just be super versatile, not dig, really be a solid wedge grind for just all around performance. And while I don't open the face up a ton on a 60 degree, you do have to sometimes. And this thing playing it square, that leading edge that pre-worn leading edge should keep the leading edge down, help you hit it a little bit more in the center. But full face grooves on this one. This is the dark or the black finish, and this one has like the Benjamin laser etching on there, so the $100 bill thing, which is pretty cool. This is a cool looking wedge. It definitely has a little bit more kind of higher toe, flared toe on it, so it's not as traditional looking as the other two. But it should be, it should be pretty cool. It should offer a little bit more performance. If you open the face, I tend to hit it a little bit more off the toe. So having some more grooves and some more real estate over there is always a good option. But excited to try this one out. I haven't hit the full face with the DAP yet, so excited to hit this one and see how it goes. And again, same thing, KBS C-Taper Light Rainbow PVD in Stiff Flex with the green lizard skin grips on this one. So kind of wild, funky, but should be high performing as well. So that's 56, 60, 50, and then the final piece is going to be putter. And hey, JJ Spawn just won with a Lab DF3, so I'm going to go throw my DF3 in there. So this is the silver finish on here, twin short sight lines right on the top. But the DF3, I love how stable it feels. It really does. I felt like the DF2 when it was out, the original versions, they felt kind of unstable. You hit them off the toe or the heel. It felt like the face wanted to kind of flop open or shut. This one here definitely more stable throughout the stroke, and that basically lie angle balance where the face is always pointed towards the target is always nice. So DF3 is typically, I'm a little bit more lean towards the Mez 1 Max, but the DF3 won the U.S. Open, so let's put it back in the bag. This thing is really solid, and it's got a good feel to it. The stroke on it feels like it just doesn't want to move. It feels like you can just as long as you pick the line, pick the speed, you should have a pretty darn good putt. So it's of course funky looking, got a little spot you can pick up the ball with a hole in the back, but this thing is a really solid putter. This has the Lab Acra collab shaft in it, so this is graphite, a little bit stiffer feel to it. Supposed to be more consistent, but I like that stiffer feel in all my putter shafts. I like to have that feeling of knowing where the head is. It doesn't feel like it's going to move or wobble or twist, and this thing does that. And then this also has the Lab Press Pistol 2 or 2 degree on it, so it's offset. So to go with the angle of the shaft being forward lean, this has some of that forward lean kind of taken out. So when you grip it, but I like the texture of this. I like the pistol shape. Got a real flat, wide top on it, and the bottom doesn't. It's not too rounded or too triangular. I think it fits in the hands really well. It gives your thumbs a great place to sit on top. So I like this putter a lot, and we'll see how it goes. I'll hopefully make some putts like JJ Spawn did this weekend. So the DF3 goes in the bag, and that is the what's in the bag for week 10. So we'll see if we can even make it to it. And if I do, this will be what I play. So check back next week. I'll let you know how things go, if I made it there, all that. And hopefully we'll have a good performance with these clubs there. So that's it for week 10. Club Junkie, what's in the bag. We'll see you next week.